Welcome back, everyone, to the International 2015 last day of the group stages. So, I mean, every match starts to matter more and more. But you guys doing all right over there?
We're good.
I'm glad I get to have just my own scene, none of that business. But really, we could have some upsets here in terms of standing going into the very last day, and then determine who goes into the upper bracket, the lower bracket, and even then who gets to choose their opponent and not. It is going to matter quite a bit. But of course, our three lovely gentlemen. How are you guys?
Puck, Fuzzy Wuzzy, Tide Hunter.
Tide Hunter. Yeah. So glad to see you guys again. Not you guys, those guys, but how are you on the other side? I mean, I guess I should include you too, Syndrin, Merlini, and Winter.
Good.
I'm
playing good.
So
I'm excited.
I'm actually fairly surprised that the group stage hasn't been settled. I would say in the force, at least not any of the stage, any of the groups.
I'm really excited for today. This is this generally is the most exciting day of the group stage because now you've established what matchups are absolutely the key matchups, right? So there's going to be a few select ones today that are very, very important, and that should be good to watch.
Yeah. What about you, Winter?
There's going to be huge ravages today.
Yeah, we can do more to that. But as you mentioned, there's quite a few different scenarios that we can look through, various things that can happen, and then even not just like series, but each game, like 1-1 can make a huge difference compared to 2-0. Going forward, we will have a chance to talk about all of that, but first we have a couple clips to review what happened in day 3. Every day's been really good. As we take a look at these highlights, I mean, every day I think we've never been surprised at what number of highlights we've had. This one is Secret LGD. That's how we kicked off day 3. Of course, both teams battling for first place in Group A.
Yeah, this was the fight that we were discussing, that they thought they were stronger with the BKB on the gyro. They tried to initiate with the tiny where they didn't have to take the fight, right? They could have just split push and just continue farming the whole map and just defend high ground, but they chose to take a fight outside of their base.
Yeah, and this is the same matchup, game 2.
I actually don't know if they saw the BKB in the prior fight because they kind of relocated right on top of them, but yeah.
On the SF as well.
Yeah, on the SF.
Yeah, of course, game 2, the story was maybe Slash just going completely crazy.
Oh, this is kind of a split up fight.
They wasted the Echo Slam on the lone bounty.
I think they thought that they could get in and get out. I don't know that. I don't think that they knew that the anti-mage was so far on the left. I thought that
probably
he was on the right side of the team, so they were just going to pick one off, retreat, but then EG counter engage as soon as they blew ultimates on to the bounty hunter.
Yeah, and then they just pushed them all back in.
I mean, Empire had a really good start this game. Like, Storm had a 15-minute Bloodstone, 16-minute, but then he had no progression after that. He kept dying in fights, getting caught out. He just didn't play really a good game of Storm, especially you expect that from a player like Silent. And back to the point where Cinderon was also talking about, he went Bloodstone first when he could have gone Orchid because Anti-Mage didn't have a good time. So his mental timing is going to be later than usual.
And we're looking at a matchup between LGD and Na'Vi, also from yesterday.
They were trying so many times to combo LGD, but maybe survived with Shallow Grave. I would say at least 3 or 4 times. They did have a really nice high ground defense one time, but it was just a little bit too late.
Wasn't it with 3 heroes?
Na'Vi should be. I think this is where Na'Vi pushes them back. They get their combo off.
But it was only 3 heroes doing the combo. I remember it was the Sonic Wave and Echo Slam.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think it's here.
Yeah. I mean, there are only 3 left. Yeah, there we go. Very, very beautiful combo, of course, for those 3 heroes, and that does keep Na'Vi in the game. But
I mean, if only there was one more guy alive,
Yeah.
But still, the problem is, even if Na'Vi team wipe this, they are still behind in this game, I think. They could have made an incredible hold, but they kind of needed to do it 2, maybe 3 times with the advantage LGD already gained at that point, I think.
Is this the Battlefield cleave?
Don't spoil it, Winter!
Winter just casually puts it out there. I think by now most people have heard.
Alright, so if you didn't see this yesterday, Ember Spirit is going to get 4 kills with a double crit toward the end. Just wait a bit.
Well, thanks. Now we don't even have to watch the clips.
Oh, wow. Told you so.
Oh, wow. The Prophet Cinder.
It was obvious.
But that made some rounds yesterday. Definitely one of the big talks of yesterday, MVP Phoenix with that Ember.
Chalk another one up for the Rapier account.
Sure, yeah.
That was insane, though. Toby got excited with good reason in that clip. Like, that was...
Yeah, that was...
It's always incredible when Ember gets that big.
Yeah, so, again, every day we've had noticeable highlights and definitely teams showing up, even if they're kind of in the lower half of their groups, they'll show up with some big plays, at least in one game, say, all right, we can still put up a good fight against the strong teams. Once again, proving that TI5, we still don't know exactly how things are going to pan out going into the main event. But let's take a look at the standings, and we have a couple scenarios to run through, right? It's going to get a little bit complicated today. Could have some ties. That could be determined even, how the tiebreaker works out. That could be determined as we go through today. Group A, we have LGD and Secret tied with 14 points. Cloud9 looking relatively safe with 10 points. In third place, Complexity with 7. And then, of course, MVP Phoenix, Fnatic both vying for a spot in that top 4, trying to knock Complexity down. Cloud9, safe in the top 4, not necessarily in third spot, but we were discussing this earlier. Third and fourth doesn't really matter because you don't have a choice to choose your opponent. I mean, I guess maybe it matters if the opponents on the other side are like, well, we don't really know, so we'll just choose fourth instead of third in the group. But after that, it doesn't really matter. Of course, Group B, pretty close to Group B. We could actually potentially still see some ties for that fourth place, resulting in actual tiebreaker games. But let's talk about LGD versus Secret. I mean, first of all, the fact that they're still tied is pretty incredible. Maybe the fact that LGD has been able to keep up and even be a little bit ahead at times over Secret in Group A. What do you guys think about that? I mean, Secret, everyone thought was like definitely number 1 or 2 in Group A, right?
Yeah. Well, going in, I wasn't sure where to place LGD. They've really won me over. I think, as it looks right now, they're definitely a contender for top 4.